Welcome everybody to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. It's your two favorite April Fools, me and the Welsh. We're here talking baseball with you live here. It's a Monday, our first full regular week of baseball. Certainly baseball gave us a lot this weekend to talk about. We're going to recap all of that. We've got some major league debuts happening today on the hill. We're going to break those down for you, as well as our favorite bets and our home run call. I got a doozy for you. Stick around to the end of the show because we can make some money on this one today, folks, because they're the haves and they're the have-nots in Major League Baseball. But we're happy to have all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, in the chat. I see you. I see what you want to talk about. Welsh, a little under the weather today. He's day-to-day, but it doesn't matter. He shows up because he's a gamer, Welsh, and that's what I love about you.
Always been a gamer. I'm always going to be here. Unless I'm not, but I'm here. It's opening day. It's the first week. I'm excited to do it all. Yeah, I did feel a little bit under weather. I think all the excitement and all the craziness of opening day brought me down a little bit. Didn't bring down the money, didn't bring down the fantasy teams, and didn't bring down the excitement. It was a pretty good couple days to start off the MLB season.
Yeah, join our group at on Leading Off over at Betting Pros. Just go to groups and you can join there and Leading Off. But Welsh is above 60%. I'm above 60% right now. We are both red hot in MLB, so get on the wagon. This is what we did last year, too. If you recall, in April, we were red hot. Then we took, like a regular Major League season.
What happened?
Took a little dip in May. Things were up and down in June, and then we finished strong as well. But all of my bets are in there for the futures stuff, too. I know a lot of people always like to follow Joey Futures, so check them out over on BP. And also, make sure when you're making any of these wagers we're talking about, always bet responsibly and bet with 365, because Bet365 and that promo code Leading Off, that's how you get $5 in a bet and 150 in bonus bets back at Bet365. So sign up today, support our sponsors. If you support us every day here on the show and you're making wagers, do it over at Bet365. Use that promo code. That's how we stay here, continuing to give you the best in MLB. So we appreciate you hitting up our sponsor, Bet365. And Fantasy Pros is a great little duo we make there too. Again, promo code Leading Off. Sign up today. So Welsh, let's get to the headlines because that's where we have to start today. Teoscar Hernandez, third home run of the season already. Started out 0 for 2, like in kind of a bad spot in his first 12 at bats and a lot of strikeouts. Then had a home run the other night, and then Sunday, obviously we know what happened there. So a couple home runs for him over the weekend. Dodgers come from behind victory over the Cardinals. The Yankees sweeping the Astros to start the season. This is huge because the Astros have kind of been the daddy of the Yankees, I feel like, the last 3 or 4 years. So mentally, for the Yankees without Garrett Cole right now, how important was this series for them to get off on this right foot in Houston?
This is huge because of two reasons. They did it without really great pitching, and they did it pretty much without Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has not done much to start the year. Juan Soto's been in some of the action, and they've done it with whatever this rotation is, and they can just kind of battle through it. I'm actually going to side a little bit with the Yankees are here. I was hoping to go, but we're in flu gate right now, or cold gate right now, so I can't get out. But the Yankees are here in Phoenix playing the Diamondbacks today. I think they might be in a good spot, and I think it's just ready for that offense to start picking up and carrying. But you've seen little pieces. Anthony Volpe has picked it up a little bit. Juan Soto's going. We just haven't seen Aaron Judge go.
Cabrera, how about Oswaldo Cabrera, too?
Yeah.
I ended up picking up in the league because, look, I don't think he's going to stay this hot. Of course he's not, but the position flexibility, especially with these injuries continuing to pop up here and there, I mean, he's going to be finding his way in the lineup. I think he's a decent little bat. I'm not like overspending on him, but this will be the week too where you're starting to get all the trade videos from us and the waiver wire videos. So if you haven't already subscribed to Fantasy Pros MLB, that way you get all of those. The Reds got theirs, back-to-back homers from Benson and from CES, our boy, to walk off there. Very exciting. Yeah. That National League Central feels very wide open to me, Walsh. I love it. I feel like the NL Central is going to be the most entertaining division in baseball this year from that perspective because nobody's great, but they're all good enough where I feel like these games and these moments, especially when they start playing each other, are going to be really fun to watch.
It's like the AL East. It's like they're all just like really good. NL West, they're all good except the Rockies, trash. All those teams. This is like anybody's go. But the Reds have also been kind of just weird in general too, with the leading off of Jonathan India, which I think has boosted up his value. And we've consistently seen Ellie hitting like 6. So something to keep an eye on. Yeah. I have that futures bet for him to lead the league in stolen bases. It's not going to happen unless we start to probably move up the order a little bit more. But yeah, division completely open.
Now, with the holiday, I didn't see much of this start, but I saw the line and I saw some of the highlights. Michael King walked 7 batters in 4 innings on Sunday, so not the best outing for him. I don't know if he was getting squeezed at the plate. I don't know what was going on there or if he was just wild. Now, the velocity was down a little bit, about 1 to 2 miles per hour down from where it was last year. So I don't know if this is a dead arm thing. I don't know if he's getting squeezed thing. I don't know if it's just because he hasn't pitched in a while, if he just didn't feel like a really good rhythm. Because, when they all started out there in that Korean series a few weeks ago, like you're not in a pattern. So there's a lot of questions here. And I don't know if any of us really have the answers. I'm not choosing violence. I'm choosing not to panic here. I'm choosing to just be calm about this. Welsh, am I making the right choice?
Yeah, I think so. So I've got a trade video coming out probably tomorrow because I'm going to record it today. So I'm feeling good over the weekend. And this is kind of the discussion. I actually think it's even crazy that we're doing trade videos at this point because this is like overreaction time. But to that point, these are the opportunities where we can take advantage of stuff. But there's always those few guys that I think toe the line. I'm going to tell you, one of the guys that's in the video, and you can check it out, it's like Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen kind of stunk in his first start. We saw the velo pretty big down. He wasn't commanding or anything like that. So it's kind of a question. Is he a buy or is he a sell because of track record? Michael King's a little bit different because he was awful. When I saw that he walked 7, I was baffled. But from a stuff perspective, all his stuff was down. The fastball wasn't doing as much as it was last year, especially when he got pushed as a starter, and he wasn't hitting the zone. That's been like a big thing for a lot of these guys when you're seeing these big struggles is early commanding of the zone. That was Gallen's issue, and that was Michael King's issue. His fastball, 50% in the zone. It had no whiffs. None of these pitches had any whiffs because he wasn't commanding anything, and he wasn't fooling anybody on the outside. 23% outside the zone on the fastball, 27 on the sweeper, and on the end. You've got to command, like solid command, to be able to get any of the stuff to be crazy because it's sweeper, sinker, changeup. There's 2 big strikeout pitches in there. I say all of this to say, I just think it's too early. I think one start, horrifically bad command, stuff down just a tiny bit. There aren't any big, huge warning signs. Yes, I've got all the shares of him, and that might be
and the ones you don't, I do. And I think we all know this, but
I would go buy. I would go buy right now if someone is absolutely terrified of Michael King.
Yeah, I think that's good. Brandon Pfaadt, Welsh has all the shares of 2, 6 strikeouts for him, 1 earned over 5 innings. So good start for him. It was over the Rockies, but again, you can only beat who is in front of you. Jordan Hicks, I've been talking about on the show, been mentioning him a lot. I picked him up in my home league this weekend too. I knew with the holiday people would be like a little slow on the uptake sometimes to waivers and things like that, especially because we play the extended week from the combination of the first week into this week. And Jordan Hicks, 6 strikeouts this weekend, 5 innings, 0 earned runs. The fastball live. Here's a question for you, though. Realistically, how many innings do we get out of Hicks this year? I think that is the big lingering question. 125, does that seem like a number that's feasible for him? 130?
I was going to say 130. Yeah, when you asked me the question, 130 was the thing that came to mind. But I also think like he's a little bit different. It's actually kind of like Michael King. Like Michael King got stretched out last year, and we've seen innings. I think he can go far. I think he could go 150, 160. I wouldn't be surprised if the team pushed Wicks like that. I really wouldn't be surprised if they pushed him like that. I just don't know what's going to happen. So I think 130 is the way to go. But this is the inverse.
Don't say Wicks. It's
I did say Wicks. I said Hicks. New Church. I saw New Church did that. They screwed me up.
Hicks, I was going to say, you did it again.
It's like my Beetlejuice. Jordan Hicks, Jordan Hicks, Jordan Hicks. That's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if this goes the opposite way, because Hicks is the type of guy that walks a bunch. He has massive command issues, and his stuff was live and he was hitting the zone. Michael King wasn't. Their stuff is a little bit different. But Michael King isn't a walk guy, so I think this could inverse. Right. So I don't trust. I'm getting to this to say I know you're a big Jordan Hicks guy. I don't trust Hicks to be consistent throughout the year.
I'm not a big Jordan Hicks. I'm a guy who's noticing that Hicks looks like he's ready to convert into a starter. But if you're in redraft leagues and you've picked him up, or he's still on the waiver wire, which he is in still a lot of leagues,
sure,
I would be adding him, want him to have a great April, and then be looking to package him with something else, because I know it's just not, he can't be long for the second half of the season. Like, it's just not happening. And look, I see all your comments. Believe me, we're going to talk about Caminero. We're going to talk about the injuries. We're going to talk about all these things. So just hang with us here because I know there's a lot to get to. There's also, of course, getting to giving away free stuff. Trophy Smack Championship Trophy. Comment below on this video. That's all you have to do to be a subscriber of Fantasy Pros MLB. That's the other thing you have to do. And if you're a subscriber and you're a good little boy and girl, and you actually go ahead and make a comment in this video, you might be able to win this Trophy Smack Championship Trophy. It is elegant. It's got, I mean, it is honestly like, it's impressive. Just win this. Somebody win this, please. One of our favorite folks will win this thing because it's amazing. Again, Trophy Smack always giving us amazing things to give away here on the show. Let's have a little fun, shall we, Welsh?
Oh, yeah.
We like to have a little fun. So
Sure.
on Friday in the afternoon, Reese Hoskins had a slide and got into it with Jeff McNeil. And I can tell you from the perspective of somebody who, you know, I played the game at a pretty decently high level. I got to say, like, I was pretty decent as a baseball player.
Are we going to do lip reading? Is that what we're going to do?
We're not going to do lip reading, but we're going to do this.
Oh,
even as a Met fan, I watched that and my immediate instinct was, suck it up, McNeil. What are you doing? That is a hard slide. It wasn't a dirty slide. It was an aggressive slide. Did he overslide? Yeah. Should McNeil have been taking that throw behind the base the way he did? No. He should be on the other side of the bat. Over there. You should be trying your best to make sure that you're jumping over the guy or anticipating it. Everybody is so lackadaisical because they are not used to hard-nosed baseball that when somebody plays hard-nosed baseball, and I don't care if he's a jerk, maybe Reese Hoskins is a jerk, I don't know. We don't hang out. We don't text. All I know is we're in a sport now where people wear mittens to run the bases. And if somebody wants to slide in hard, guess what? Let him slide in hard. He has no idea if he's trying to turn two or not. His idea is to slide hard, be an aggressive baseball player. I don't care if it's day 1 or day 162. I don't care. Welsh, your thoughts about this controversy. And then Reese Hoskins giving him the cry thing was hilarious. Like, I'm team Hoskins here on this one. Sorry.
Well, I don't like old school baseball stuff. So that anytime, like, if it, you know, the whole like, oh, this guy does this or he bat flips and we got to hit him, or I watched this video this weekend. It was talking about how in a big scoring game a long time ago, Yasiel Puig with the Dodgers was like going to steal a base, and then Mattingly was apologizing, and Chase Utley said, you know, you
I sent you that video.
Yeah, you sent me that. That's why I saw
that video.
You sent me that video where it was like Chase Utley was like, hit me because that's the only way he's going to learn. I hate that stuff.
And then the pitcher didn't hit him and he got mad.
Yeah, well, he called him some words. I think those are the things that are so far beyond baseball right now. So this is a little different. All I'm saying is that's the policing. I hate the policing of baseball. If McNeil wants to get mad, he can kind of get mad. But I also think, like, let Hoskins do the crybaby stuff. Let there be, let there be emotion. I'm for emotions on opening
thrown
day.
Out the next day, throwing at him, and the manager gets, you know, suspended for a day. I wasn't fired. That'll happen eventually too. But it's just like, it's just crazy to me. Like, there was nothing about that to me that was controversial. He came in hard. McNeil was in the wrong spot.
Well, he went outside the lane a little bit. So I wouldn't be happy about it.
Go watch Hal McRae slide in the 80s for the Kansas City Royals.
Good old Hal McRae.
That's right.
Hal McRae video.
You go back and you find a YouTube video of Hal McRae sliding. These guys used to, forget sliding near the base. Like, they used to just go like full, like, roll into people.
You're just making up names. Old Waxy McGee. Waxy McGee used to come in really hard to third base.
Hal McRae played for the Royals, and he was a manager of the Royals. Just because I'm old doesn't mean that baseball didn't exist before 1985. Look up Waxy McGee. Anyway, wah, Jeff McNeil, wah. Also in the news, speaking of suspensions, Genesis Cabrera shoved one of the favorites of the show here, Genesis Cabrera.
Fellas, coming to the stage, Genesis Cabrera.
Pour some sugar on me when you need more love. There you go. There you go, everybody.
We love Genesis.
Beef curtains knows. Beef knows. I remember Hal McRae. Thank you. Somebody's out there. I mean, look, I'm not saying everyone would be dirty. I'm not saying people have to hurt each other. But a good aggressive baseball is good. It's good for everybody. Suck it up. Let's talk about the rookie lookie. A lot of rookie stuff going on. Paul Skeens. Oh, baby. He looks good. Jared Jones, by the way, also looked incredibly sharp, too. I know that's one of the darlings here early on. So Jones, tremendous start. If he's still available in your league, please go run to the waiver wire and pick him up immediately. Skeens, I don't know, man. If he keeps throwing darts like this, I don't think it's going to take very long for him to be up with the Pirates, especially if they continue to win games.
That's actually a really interesting point to that. Like, I have not known what to do with Paul Skeens. Here's what I do know. You should just roster him and you should bite it through April if you can, because if he comes up, he's going to dominate. But I haven't known. I don't really know what the Pirates would do. But who would you rather have right now? Take out your need. Paul Skeens or Jackson Holiday? Who do you think is up first?
Oh, man, Holiday. Because I think they're going to just be a little bit kid gloves with Skeens. I do. Because he's a pitcher and pitchers get babied. But
what's amazing?
Do you agree or disagree with that?
No, I agree. The Holiday stuff is embarrassingly funny, where they're like, you need to go back and like learn second base and hit lefties. And his first hit was a home run off of a lefty in the minors. And all he's done is continued just smacking balls around. He needs to be up. I mean, the only problem is like this team does look pretty locked in, except when I saw their like opening day lineup, it is Jorge Mateo and Ramon Urias in the starting lineup. I think it's stupid. Holiday, I think, is up in the next week or two. That's why he's at the tippy top of my prospects to stash, the prospect report article that I got out there. And Paul Skeens,
check that out. That's on FantasyPros.com. Everybody, check that out, by the way.
Probably not far behind, but I don't know. The Pirates could literally do anything.
Look, I would say this. I think the Pirates wait and see if they end up, let's say, 5 games over 500 or 6 games over 500 or more after April. I think you'll see Skeens in May. Like, I think they're looking. Look, I'm telling you, the Central is wide open for business. And the Pirates got off to a good start last year. Look at Richie Silva. Richie said, just watch Hal McRae, and he should have been a linebacker. That was absolutely ridiculous. He knows what I'm talking about. He went to found the YouTube video. He knows where it is. Angelo says, I grabbed Jared Jones everywhere. Angelo, I don't think you should do that. I think you're going to go to HR if you do that. So just be careful about that.
I was a little annoying because as Bogman was telling me before we did our shares episode, he's like, you have Jared Jones everywhere. And that's going to make you look really smart. I'm like, yeah, I do. He was amazing in that first start. But I'm going to tell you, he might show up in the trade video. 22 swinging whiffs. 2-pitch pitcher, 20. I know he throws a little bit else. But like, I don't know. This might be a huge capitalization. This is coming from someone that was a big Jared Jones guy and loves Jared Jones. I would keep him. I'm hoping the best, but I am seeing some discourse around Jared Jones after one start that he's top 25. That he's top 25 SP after that. Maybe he's the next Spencer Strider. I love the guy. It's amazing. But 2-pitch with Pittsburgh rookie, I don't know. That's why you might be able to get a haul if he's sitting out there. But if he is available, you should pick him up and kind of ride that out.
Here's what I always tell everybody. Look at the schedule. If the schedule is favorable for the next few starts coming up for them, do not trade them now. Let them build value. If it's an unfavorable schedule, then maybe you change your tune about these things. Always look ahead. Max Meyer debuted today. We're very excited about this. Yep. Luis Eel start today for the Yankees too. So 2 big starts. Which one or both have your attention today? The Meyer one for me is what I'm really paying attention.
Well, I saw our buddy Craig.
Because I have shares. I have shares.
The Craig Mishid said the Marlins have never started 5-0, and they're going up against the Angels today. And Meyer is the pitcher, and they got Chase Silseth in there.
Never started 0-5.
0-5. Yeah, I said 5-0.
You mean John Wick?
Wicks.
Right.
I'm back. Yeah, all that stuff. So I'm into seeing what Meyer does, but I don't know. Luis Eel against the Diamondbacks, I think is a good opportunity. I personally think he's going to pick up the win here. Diamondbacks have been really tough to strike out, but there's pretty good opportunity for both these guys. These are both, I think, potential prime streaming pitchers moving forward. I don't know if both are going to be holds, but find the right matchup, and I think you can be streaming both of these guys. But maybe Meyer's going to completely shock us and show that. I mean, Nolan Gorman told me years ago before he made the majors, without hesitation. Yeah, I asked him, I said, who's the toughest pitcher you've ever faced or you faced this year? And without hesitation, he went, Max Meyer. I mean, and some of these guys don't know who anybody is, by the way. They're like,
dominant. The pitcher. Before he got hurt, people forget this was 2 years ago now? Before he got hurt, he was just on the precipice of being called up. Remember, we were doing this show 2 years ago, and we were saying, hey, pick this guy up before. Spend the fab now. Don't wait. Don't, do it ahead of time. Be proactive. And then it was kind of imminent. I want to say it was a week or 2 away. The buzz was there. Basically, they were lining him up to take that rotation spot, and the injury happened.
Yeah. So and we'll have to see where they let him go. Whips just made me laugh, and everyone's tough for Gorman now. Boo, Whips, you're being mean. But that's not completely untrue. I just don't know how far he's going to go. And that's my problem. It's he's still coming off this injury. They may want to baby him. They got pitchers dropping left and right. They also need as many arms as they can. So I would assume he's not going to go a lot past 70. So this is a cool opportunity. It's going to be more about me watching than it is me streaming him today or this weekend.
Everyone is tough for Gorman, but Gorman's a connoisseur of swing and miss, so he really knows the guys that make him swing and miss hard. I feel like that he's actually.
Can you imagine someone that swing and misses that much and then be able to distinguish the player that makes them do it the most?
He's like, no, let me tell you, it's like the most interesting man in the world. Like, I don't drink this often, but when I do,
I strike out often, but when I really do, it's Max Meyer.
When I really do, it's Max Meyer. Sabo's goggles, another one too. Watch Albert Bell. Now look, Albert Bell running through second baseman. Him giving forearm shivers to Fernando Vina is not good baseball.
I watched a video on that. Did you send me that too? I watched a video about him. He was talking.
I sent you the one of the hitting drills in 2024
with
the guy had the ladder over his head in the bat. My favorite one is when he's standing on one leg on the chair with the tee,
and then he picks
up
the
basketball on the tee, and you think he's gonna hit the basketball, and then he throws the bat behind him, jumps down, grabs the chair, and it smacks the basketball.
That was actually my favorite too. But I literally just watched. It's so weird that you're saying this about Vina, because I think it was Chris Rose interviewing Albert Bell. They were talking about that exact situation. I watched it last night, and it's fascinating. I mean, Albert Bell is just like a crazy person in baseball, and it was so interesting to see him smile now too when you're away from the game and you can like not take it as serious. But yeah, that's a scary person. Not old Honro McGee and whatever else you had.
Why is everyone McGee for you?
I don't know. I was trying to think of a different name, but it didn't happen.
All right. So. Well, Joey Bart DFA'd too. Last piece of the rookie looky real quick. Sorry. So Joey Bart, once upon a time, not that long ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, was this, can't miss. He was the second overall pick in 2018, I think, right? I mean, does he catch on somewhere else? I assume he does, but he just never just came to fruition here for the Giants. So interesting move by them. I didn't really see that coming, but I guess we all should have seen it coming.
He'll get an opportunity. I just don't know if it's going to matter or anything like that. The warning sign was, I think, 2 years after drafting him, they spent a first round pick on Patrick Bailey, who was just clearly better defensively. The idea was that, maybe Bart's the second catcher. He plays some first base, whatever, DH, and his bat just never came alive either. So he just became a liability on all sides. He'll probably be playing in like the KBO in 2 or 3 years, but he'll get an opportunity.
Oh, Chuck Nola, Joey Bart, the sleeper who never woke up. That's a good, I love that children's story. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's get to 3 up and 3 down. Let's talk about the Royals first. Bobby Witt, 3 for 5 with a triple and a dinger, his first of the year.
Double short of the cycle.
I know. Brady Singer in that same game too. 7 innings, got the W, no earned, 10 Ks. So huge game for Brady Singer. Also sitting on a lot of waiver wires. Juan Soto, 3 for 5 with an RBI. Got off to a red hot start to the year. 9 for 17 over this series with the Astros with a homer, 4 RBI, which is great because it takes pressure off of Aaron Judge. Like if it wasn't Judge or Cole, there wasn't a Yankee win. And now, look, you have Soto. Now the problem is in the rotation, somebody else has to step up, but we'll see. Chris Sale, 5 1/3, 7 Ks, 2 earned, 2 walks, 5 hits. A good start to the season for him. No decision, but still very good. The down, Bailey Ober with a loss, 1 1/3 innings here, 9 hits, 8 earned. This was not what we signed up for, Welsh. What happened to Bailey Ober?
Bailey Ober looked so bad.
Face.
He looked, my God. Why did we draft? He looked so bad, but it was reminiscent. This is like the thing I'm trying to get out of my head a little bit, though. Obviously, I want to like pinpoint who's doing this and that, but like the thing that stood out about the guys that got smashed around was just command. And that is something that Ober does really well. He commands pitches. He did not. He had bad stuff. He was fooling nobody. It was reminiscent of how Gallen was.
I'm going to give you a possibility here too. When you see a guy who you're high on that you think is good, and then they come out there and have a start like this, sometimes it's physical. The other thing it can be is tipping pitches. And the first thing I would be doing is going back and watching the tape and saying, are they picking up something you're doing? Because if they're picking it up, then the next team's going to pick it up too. And everybody after that's going to pick it up. So sometimes guys do that. The way they hold their glove a certain way, the way they arch their arm a certain way when they're throwing certain pitches. If you're tipping your pitches and you know what's coming, it makes it a lot easier. And Ober was pretty good in the spring. So this is a new one for me. So, well, let's just keep that in mind too.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I'm not saying it is, but this is 6'9" guy, a 6'9", like there might be some of that of what you're saying. A much bigger bodied guy also is not super deceptive, like rotationally. So, that maybe there is some tipping in it, but also it wasn't good stuff. Like if you just leave everything over the plate, even the Royals are going to bang it around. So, and that's what happened.
Angelo back again. I grabbed Fott at the last minute, ended up winning my league by a point. Foley and Ginkle help too. So you went full Ginkle last week. But again, Angela,
Spot
stop
was
grabbing
available.
everyone.
Yeah,
Angela.
stop grabbing
All right,
everybody.
Angela.
Hands.
Handsy. Also down, Kyle Finnegan blowing the save, giving up those back-to-back homers to the Cincy boys. And Nolan Gorman over 5, 4Ks. Golden Sombrero, we salute you. Injuries, Welsh, always a ton. My God. Just to recap where we left off Friday, Justin Steele out till May. Royce Lewis out at least a month, possibly more, with a quad injury. Speaking of quad injuries, Junior Caminero did his best Royce Lewis imitation, hits a home run, and then hurts his quad. I saw the video on X. I'm sure Welsh saw it too. I'm not looking excited about this. He's going to be gone for at least as long as Royce Lewis. Would you agree?
These quad injuries are so brutal. I guess maybe there's something implanted in my brain where I'm like, oh, a little hammy, a little quad, we'll get through that. No. And it's just like pulling up on a quad. Yeah, we are seeing it was a severe one for Royce Lewis. I haven't heard what the severity is, but if you watch the video, that Caminero was just lame, like about halfway through coming up to first base. Those are weeks. And here's what's brutal about that. I got him stashed in some spots because I thought this was going to be.
Saw people ask about that. Yeah, I'm still stashing him. I don't care. Like I'm still doing it.
Okay, if you're in a shorter league with shorter benches, I don't think
10 team. That's different. 10 team. You probably can't. That's
even 12 team low benches, like low bench, 3 outfield leagues where there's a lot of players available. I just don't really think you can afford to eat that for a full month. Deeper leagues, if you can suffer through it, sure. I've got him in TGFBI. I'm not going to let him go because when he comes up, he's going to be the guy that goes for, 30, 40% of FAB. I'm going to hold as long as I can. But I think there's a lot of instances where you might have to move on because this could be a month. This could be 5 weeks. Then he's got to come back and he's got to get right. We could be 6 to 8 weeks before the team can really justify him up. I'm being dramatic about it, but the possibility is out there. So you got to figure out if you can stomach that. But we are in droppable range.
Kenley Jansen could be available off and on now with his back issue. He was my number 1 fade closer. I wrote about it on Fantasy Pros, and so far, the age, the decline in some of the numbers last year, everything's starting to look right. Tyler the Terrible, reported soreness in his shoulder on Sunday after the start. He's going for an MRI. It's Jose Budo time. I told you, Welsh. It wouldn't take long for the booty man to make his debut again in 2024.
Booty everywhere.
The Buta, not that it can help the Mets, who are winless so far to start the year.
Joe
Eloy Jimenez, speaking of no wins, left abductor soreness on Sunday. He left the game because of it. So classic Eloy Jimenez, heard already. We're a couple days into the season. And John Means gave up 7 runs in 1 inning on Sunday in a rehab start against AAA. So hopefully better times ahead for him. So there you go. Those are the injuries for the day. And of course, everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for the best bets of the day. You're nowhere near. We got to work on that.
We're working on it.
You want to try it again? Let's try it again.
All right, let's try it
together. It's that time, boys and girls. It's time for the best bets of the day.
Why is that delayed? Don't be so delayed, Joe.
All right, let's
some authority.
Just do it fast. We'll do it fast.
Yeah, let's do it fast. All right,
here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's that time, boys and girls, for the best bets of the day. Nope, that was definitely worse. Worse. All right, let's just get to the best bets of the day here. We'll work on it, everybody. We're here on Fantasy Pros MLB and over on Betting Pros. These are the things we like today. And of course, don't forget to download the Betting Pros app. And of course, you can join our little group at bettingpros.com/leading off. That's the place to go. And of course, you can follow us on Betting Pros. I am very excited about today. Last 7 days, I'm at 64.7%. Let's go. Started hot. Want to keep this going. Atlanta Braves today. Love this. I want to do the alternate run line. They are playing the Chicago White Sox today. And Eloy probably not in this lineup. I haven't looked yet, but I'm just guessing. Shocker. So here we go. Braves go up from the -1.5 to -2.5. You get it plus money at plus 114. It's my favorite bet of the day. Only one even close to that right there. Shoto Imanaga. Over 5.5 strikeouts today against the Rockies. Now, you pay a lot of juice at -130. I'm willing to push this one up to get better juice at 6.5. I'll go the over there, too. I think he can get to 7 today easily. I should have listened to myself last week. I went Spencer Strider 8.5 over, and of course, he got 8. I should always go under on the 8 every time. It doesn't matter. I can't believe I did that last week. It's the only one I missed all weekend, but I'm not bitter. The other one, too, Matt Olson today in that same game with the Braves against Chris Flexen is a perfect spot. You got the big lefty bat. You got the right-handed pitcher who gives up home runs. Matt Olson, total bases, plus 125 on the over 1.5. And also, I think get plus 250, plus 260 for the home run call. More on that later if he goes yard. But I love Matt Olson today. If you put the Braves alternate line at minus 2.5 with Imanaga 5.5 Ks and the Dodgers on the money line at minus 240, you get an easy parlay of plus 470 on Betting Pros. And make sure when you place those bets, you do it with bet365 and use that promo code leading off. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Welsh, what do you like today on the betting board?
All right, I'm kind of with you on some of these. I like the Chicago Cubs. I'm going to talk about Imanaga here in a second, but they're going up against the Colorado Rockies. The Colorado Rockies gave up 2 runs in the first inning of every single game against the Diamondbacks. Through the first 3 innings, I don't even want to tell you what they gave up because they gave up 14 in one of those. So it's a gajillion runs. So on average, they are just getting demolished. I think not only is Imanaga going to come in and do his business, but I also think the Cubs are going to do their business against Dakota Hudson because they've been giving up runs like crazy. So with that, I like the Chicago Cubs team total runs 2.5 in the first 5 innings. So over the first 5 innings, the Cubs to score 3 runs. That's plus money. I like Imanaga's strikeout total, like you said, over 5.5. If I wanted to get cheeky, 7. If you want to play the alt, it's like plus 170. So you can get some good plus money. But I don't like to get too cheeky sometimes. So I'll just go the over 5.5. And then I'm going to the New York Yankees team total runs with the first 5 at 2.5. Ryan Nelson was awesome this spring. I don't think that's going to continue in today. I think the Yankees offense is going to come in. They're going to bang the Diamondbacks around a little bit early. I'm not in love. Ryan Nelson might be half decent, but I think Juan Soto's got a really good track record. I think Aaron Judge gets going. So I am betting on over 3 runs through the first 5 innings against Ryan Nelson with the New York Yankees. And I'm going to take that one. And that one's got a little bit of juice on it at 130. So Cubs team total runs, Yankees team total runs, and Imanaga for some Ks. I am also with you. I'm trying to add over 15, almost 16 units up over the weekend. So fingers crossed we can continue it into week 2.
And follow us, by the way, on the Betting Pros X and on Fantasy Pros MLB on Instagram. We're going to be having our social videos Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for all of our favorite bets of the day. So in case you miss leading off, which again, I don't like when you miss it, but if you do, you could always get in there and figure out what we're in on just in case. And you can watch the show back and enjoy yourself in the evening. When you get home, you don't have to spend time with your family. Just watch us instead. But those are the bets of the day for Welsh and myself on Monday, April Fool's Day, 2024. Let's get to home run calls because that's pretty much all we got left today. Remember, you can join the fun at Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. I have not gotten on the board yet. I haven't gotten a board yet. It's the holiday, so Ethan is I believe.
Oh, the board was there.
Dragging behind a little bit. Oh wait,
No?
I do have a board, but I will go ahead and I will bring up the board. I do see it here now. He did send it to me right before the show, so I'll pull up the leaderboard. Welsh, why don't you take everybody through your home run call since I kind of teased mine already, and I think everybody knows where I'm going today.
I like yours. I actually think there's some decent home run calls today. Had I stuck with this player, I would be at 2 because they had one over the weekend. I pivoted. One cool thing you can do, even over the weekends when we're not here, if you're in the Discord, you can go in to the home run call room. You can call your home run call every single day. I did that this weekend. Had I just sat on my laurels, I would be in the 2 marker. We do have someone who has 3, but I'm going to go back to it. Juan Soto. I think the Yankees are going to score some runs. Juan Soto's got a pretty good track record from a BVP standpoint against Ryan Nelson. He's got a couple career homers. He's used to the West Coast from being with the Padres, that they could be comfortable coming over here. I think he's going to hit up Ryan Nelson a little bit, and I like the homer for Juan Soto.
Yeah, man, what a start from Mookie Betts to the year, too. Here's the home run leaderboard. Who is it? Sir Sizz up with 3, Octane with 3, Hey Mayo with 3 as well. Everybody else at 2. I'm still at 0, so that's a little frustrating for me. Welsh, I don't see you on the board.
I'm there.
Anymore.
I'm 1.
I see Wonky. Oh, I see you. 15.
Yeah,
you're at 15. Well, that's still.
I just have 1.
There you go. Well,
had we just trailed Mookie Betts the whole weekend, that would be number 1. Mookie Betts is the top of our leaderboard.
I thought Ohtani would give me 1. No, nothing. So you're dead to me, Ohtani, at least for today. Matt Olson today, folks. I think I could get at least 2 today from Matt Olson. Really? But again, I keep saying bet the total bases with him today. At the very least, that's your easiest bet. If you want to get a little funky, you can go ahead and bet the anytime home run too, because you're going to get plus 260 on that one, which tells you that's a pretty low number for a home run. Like that's pretty much like even they're kind of like just backing themselves a little bit up there in Vegas on Matt Olson. So that's the one today. Again, if you want to make home run calls, go join the Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. It is free. It is fun. And we're giving away a Vlad Guerrero autographed bat this year too. We got to get a graphic for the bat. I want to see what the bat looks like. And of course, if you haven't already, download My Playbook MLB or go to fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook. That's what you got to do right now. Sync your leagues for free to Fantasy Pros tools. It'll help you make trades, make waiver wire acquisitions, set all your lineups from one platform with Fantasy Pros. It's a hot app. It's great. Download BP too, because every morning I get on BP and I start looking at the show sheet, what I'm going to do, what the bets are, and everything is just right there. It's just tremendous. And of
that's
course,
where my bets will go, by the way, too. It takes after the show. I'm going to lock in the rest of mine, and
mine are always in there as I'm doing the show plan. So mine are out there early if you want to jump on some early lines with us. And of course, when you do it at bet365, promo code leading off. That's what you got to do. Support the sponsor of today's show. Great stuff here from the crowd. Everybody's super excited. Almost 400 people again watching live. Beautiful. We love you. We're happy to see you on a Monday after the holiday, no less. So we are set for a full week of baseball. Welsh, I'm watching that Max Meyer start with intent today. I'm very excited about that. What has your eye today the most in Major League Baseball before we call it a day?
Ooh, the most? I mean, I'm going to be paying attention to Chris Flexen getting beat up. Yeah, really probably, it's going to be a little bit homerism, but the Diamondbacks. Yeah, Max Meyer is going to be the one, but also like how Luis Gil looks. That is a guy that has been kind of floating around as one of those fives that really could take a next big step. The Yankees-Diamondbacks game has the potential to be an absolute explosion offensive fest. So maybe a lot of runs out of that game. So I'm going to be probably locked into that. No surprise.
Leaving on this note, Lee, I didn't watch live Friday because I was at the Mets game. I should have stayed home. You're 100% right, Lee. You're 100% right. We are way more entertaining than any Mets game nowadays for sure. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you tomorrow, kids. Enjoy your baseball.